Here I am at the Nurburgring Nordschleife for a tourist day. Alright, there's plenty of people around. You'll see other cars going out on track like that Ford Escort RS just there. I'm going to take you round on a tour of the track in my Ferrari 458 GT2. We won't be setting fast laps today, we'll have traffic to deal with, but we'll go around at a leisurely pace, go over some sections, their names and how to drive them. Now I got my gloves on. The Nürburgring is a public toll road, but you can't drive it without a pass. Luckily I have my pass with me, so I'll show it to Keith at the gate and we'll be on our way. I'm quite friendly with all the marshals here, so I know all of them. So we'll put that away for safekeeping. We'll wait for a gap in the traffic and then we'll be on our way. So we'll just wait for that. Come on, someone let me out. There's got to be someone letting me out, surely. Oh, there's a Shelby Cobra going out there. That's all good. Oh, there's bloody Jerry. He's always here in his Porsche 911. Everyone hates him. I hate him. I don't even know why I hate him. But we'll start to pull out. There's Sabine Schmitz from that Top Gear episode. She keeps trying to beat 10 minutes in the Transit, but she's never done it yet. I'm pulling out a little bit. There's a Fiat 500 coming out here. Christ, that Alfa Romeo nearly took my front end off. I've also got this heads-up display hologram thing, which is new technology. I'll close that once I leave the pit lane. You don't need to know about that. But anyway, I think it's clear, so I'll go and show Keith my special pass. Oh, there's TV cameras. Hello. Keith, mate, Mum said it's okay. Mum said I can go. Cheers, mate. So we'll pull out here. We'll get out on track. Oh, there's Leslie. Leslie, you alright? Cool, here we go. We're pulling out of the pit lane now. We've got to go around some cones here. Just be careful not to hit any. Boom, beautiful. Now close that holographic display there with my hand. And we're away. This is the bridge where the timings start on the bridge to gantry track, which is used on the tourist track. We'll go around this Fiat. I'll show you the gantry at the end of the lap. Anyway, we go from full speed here to a couple of dabs on the brakes. We'll slow down into what would be the final corner before the start-finish straight on the full Nordschleife track. You can see the pit lane off to the right there. There's also the grandstand on the right here, as you'll see it as we pass. There you go. This would be the starting grid. The starting line would be about here. We'll start to brake as we go into this corner here behind this Alfa Romeo. There's loads of people. Hello. The crowd has showed up today to welcome me to the Nordschleife as we head down into Hatzenbach, which is named after the small stream of the same name which runs alongside the track. I'm going to try and pass this Alfa and the Fiat in one go. Here we go. Oh yeah, the power of this Ferrari. Couple of dabs on the brake as we go through this little chicane area here. We're coming up behind another Alfa. As we come round, we'll pass him into Hocheichen, which is where a mighty oak forest used to stand before the circuit was built and they had to cut down some of the trees. But it doesn't matter, I run a little bit wide here as we go back down into Quiddelbacher Höhe, which is the ridge over the village of Quiddelbacher. We're actually going over the main road now, which heads down into the village. This ridge here would get some air in really fast cars as we go into Flugplatz, which is where there's a former airfield for gliders that used to be off to the left of the circuit. There's Sabine. We'll see if we can get past her. We don't want to affect her lap times. She'll hit it eventually. And we head into another flat-out section here, into Schwedenkreuz, where a former mayor and tax collector was murdered in 1638 by Swedish soldiers, and the cross still stands today. As we come down to Arenberg, which is named after the village nearby, and then we go down a steep hill into Foxhole, which was named after a fox that got stuck in a drain pipe as they were building the track. You want to keep as straight as possible down here as it goes into a severe compression at the bottom of the hill, and this is a site of many crashes as people don't realise how suddenly you need to slow down. And we're into Adenauer Forst. Again, people go off the track here on the right onto the grass because they're not quite sure how to take these corners. Next is usually a fast section, but we've got some traffic up ahead as we come into Metzgersfeld. You'll be able to identify where you are on the track by a massive pylon, which is just ahead of the next corner. I'll show you that as we get round behind this Lotus. Just round here, you'll see it at the end of this. There it is right there. It looks like we're all queued up behind another Fiat 500. The Fiat 500 Abarth. And just after here, we'll go down a steep drop into Kallenhard, which was once a wooded hill which only contained bushes and heathland. Nearly went into the back of the Lotus there. God, people are going so slow around here, but we'll try and pass them all in one go through here. Put my foot down, pass all four. Here we go. Yeah, and you want to try and keep it as straight as you can through these corners as we come into the unofficially named Miss Hit Miss. It's got 3 apexes. You miss the first one, hit the second, and then you miss the third. And then we're coming to the slowest part of the circuit, which is called Veersiphon. Siphon being the Celtic word for valley, and the valley here used to accommodate an exercise ground for the militia. And we're coming into Adenau. You'll know it here because of the hotel in front, and it's a popular spectator spot because it's close to the main road. There's also a little main road off to the right. You'll see just here there's a car park there where you can stop mid-circuit and get some refreshments and rejoin the lap. As we come into Exmühl, which was originally planned to be the site of the start-finish line, but the mill owner refused to give permission. And then we're into the Lauda Links, where Niki Lauda had his famous fiery crash in 1976. And then we follow this Ferrari into Bergwerk, which means mountain factory. It once had an operational lead and silver mill here, but it closed around 1900. I've got to try and get past this Ferrari. Are you going to let me past? Come on, mate. Come on. Yes. Cheers, mate. Cheers. This is a flat-out section. It's a really easy section of the track. You can check your phone or whatever. Have I got any messages? Ah, yeah, there is. I'll need to call them back. As we come through here, Klostertal, we're going to brake a little bit here and downshift. There was an order of the Knights of St. John of Jerusalem here in 14th century. We're going to follow another Fiat into Stahlstrecke, which is the corner just before the most famous corner on the circuit, which is of course the Caracciola Carousel, or just Carousel. The carousel was paved in 1932 and named after Rudolf Caracciola. It's got some decals on the back of that Fiat. As we jump into the carousel, here we go. And you've got to try and stop the car jumping back out until you see the red and white curb on the opposite side of the track, and then you head straight for it. Yeah, there we go. And then we're going to follow the Lotus into her act. And we're going to come up to the second highest point on the circuit. We'll be going downhill from here on after this corner. Don't know if I'm going to be able to get past this Lotus. We'll stay behind him for a bit. Coming up next is a tricky section. It's called Whipperman. You've got to watch your lines through here. It's named after the way cars would bob up and down in this section of track until it was changed to make it less dangerous. But you can still hit the curbs like this, and it's still a bit bumpy. And then we go down to Esbach. Oh, I was trying to get up the inside. He won't let me through. We'll stay here. There's a large number of ash trees used to stand here, and it's named after the village and the stream nearby. Oh, nearly into the back of him. As we, after this corner, going to come into Brunchen, which is more recently known as YouTube Corner, as most of the Nurburgring crashes happen on this corner, and it's a popular spectator spot. Hi everyone, we'll try not to have a crash here today. We're going to stay behind this Lotus. We still need to get past these cars, as we'd usually come into another fast section of the track, which is called Flansgarten, which basically means plant garden. You want to be as straight as possible through here usually. It used to be the site of gardens and crop fields for the Earls of Nurburg. There's a dip there that would usually be a jump at high speed. Round this corner there will be another dip, which would usually be a jump at high speeds, or at least a bit of loss of traction on the front wheels. And then we come into the Stefan Beloff S, named after the racing driver Stefan Beloff, who in 1983 set the lap record for Nordschleife, which is still technically standing. Here I aim for the tree and then brake and turn in late to keep a tight line through Swallow's Tail. The outside barrier on this left-hander sees a lot of cars understeer into it. And then we come into Little Carousel. Again, like the big carousel, it's bumpy. So go easy on the brakes and throttle here. You find a smooth exit. Alright, mate. There's Frank, another one of the marshals. And then we're coming into the final corner of the circuit called Galgenkopf, which is where the Earls of Nurburgring used to hold their public executions. It's almost flat out here for some cars. I'm going to try and get past here. There's bloody Jerry again. This F40 wants to go, but no, he's staying where he is. The Castle of Nurburgring is off to the right on the hill as well. I'm going to give Jerry a little dink on the back end of his car here. Boom. God, Jerry. God, I hate that guy. Look at him. I don't know why I hate him, I just do. Jerry! Oi, Jerry! Jerry, I hate you! Anyway, we return back to the pits. You can carry on straight or you can go into the pits. We're going to go into the pits here, just on the right. There's Albert, another one of the marshals. Alright, Albert, you're doing a good job, mate. I'm going to come in here and park. That's the end of our tourist lap of the Nurburgring Nordschleife track. And cars are still going on by on the left there for another lap. But thanks for watching. Hope you found this entertaining and informative.